So good morning and welcome to the coffee chat. Let me just enable. Huh. So today, Deb is going to give us some information on conscious eating and emotions. Also, it's emotional eating kind of concept. So And then yesterday I did a quick video. Well, it was actually ended up being 6 minutes, but just kind of recapping the summer reset, the 6 days and six chapters and 6 days of the compound effect, which today is actually day 6. So,
Yeah.
um, so if speed readed through that with us, it's like the video is just saying how we're now the last part of July. I'm going to dive into each of the chapters a little bit, just pull out some of the nuggets because there's so many great ones in there. So we'll do that over the next couple of weeks. Today is the 17th. And so basically halfway through July. Monday, I don't know, Deb, if you have a presentation, if you have announcements, but Monday is 6:45 becomes available to everyone for early access. Super awesome program. And if you get a challenge pack or a completion pack, you'll actually get into a 2-week bod group with Amwala himself. He's pretty motivational. So, and it is a program I'm going to encourage a lot of people to do because of the restorative nature of it and just really the progression piece on this. Okay, so good morning, and I will just turn it over to Deb to get us rolling. Good morning, Bernadette.
Good morning. So as I don't have a infograph of Beachbody and their new products and stuff, so I'll just kind of ramble on with them. But the one thing that Carl Deichler, the CEO, was saying, because it was Coach Summit this past week, and as Louise mentioned, the 6:45 is coming out. And that means 6 days a week, 45 minutes per session for his workouts. He'll also come out with 6:30, 6 days a week, 30-minute workouts. So that's forthcoming. I can't remember when, but one thing that Carl Deichler threw out was the sustainability. He's getting to be more environmentally focused. And so he's going to roll out more of biodegradable packaging, like getting rid of all the cellophane on the packages that you get. And then the bags of Shakeology and stuff will be more environmental friendly, as well as the cardboard. And there's certain certifications that Carl had partnered with for these type of products, packaging, I should say. So, and then one kind of a bummer thing about it was he had to choose between a couple of our limited edition flavors, and I think pumpkin spice was being forgone, and but he's keeping peppermint mocha. So I'm sure there'll be a campaign out there saying, "Bring it back," you know. But anyways, he's looking at stuff like that. Also, a new fitness instructor named Jennifer Jacobs will be coming on board the Team Beachbody family, and she's going to have a workout called Job 1. And this will be coming out this fall, and it will be an easy 20 minutes, 5 days a week for 4 weeks type of workout. And it's progressive. You start real basic, and then you progress to the grand finale. But there's going to be a new mixed bicycle coming on board, and so she's the trainer for that. However, Job 1, even though it's with the mixed bicycle, it's an optional tool for training. So it's not like you have to have that to do her workout program. So there's 2 cardio days, and you can use the bicycle or use it without. And she will be coming out with a brand new bod interactive. Now, this is going to be a new, there's still going to be more information coming, but next month, August, is beta testing of this bod interactive, bod I, little I. And this will be coming out in Nutrition Plus members, and you'll get a chance or a flavor of what it's all about. And what it is that each super trainer works out every day. They do this every day. So you will have an option to get on board on their workout. So it's kind of like a big Zoom thing, but it's called Beachbody on Demand. So it's a live workout with the trainers, and you get a calendar of what they might be doing, and then you can opt in to be a part of it. So look forward to trying that out. And then what else? I think that was it, not unless I missed something, but those were some of the highlights. And so my presentation, I'm using it interchangeably. It's conscious and mindful eating. This is going to be part of it is part of the Ultimate Reset program that we are launching in August. And a part of this program, we've already been doing. It's like drinking all your water, making sure you're meal prepping but this is getting down to the moment that you are eating, the exercise of eating. And I do have a presentation. So let's see.
Should be able to share.
Disabled participant screen sharing.
Now you can share.
Okay. There we go. So this is it. It's gonna be short, but anyways, can you all see that? Okay. So what it is, it's a pause before your every meal. And when you do all the labor and everything of creating a meal, um, kind of think about it before you eat and the consciousness. And so some people do a pre-meal ritual, and some people pray, before you eat a meal. Um, Athletes kind of look at as food as fuel, and then some people are just really grateful that they have this meal, and they're looking at bettering themselves and trying to think about their goals. And mine was the gut, so optimal digestion. But if you don't have a pre-meal ritual, it's good to have it, because you're going to sit there. Well, hopefully you're sitting there, but anyways, I'll get into that. But before you even eat, you just kind of take a break and say, hey, I'm grateful, I'm thankful, or just your intention that you're going to have a meal, instead of just doing crazy things and then eat when you can. And but if you don't have a pre-meal ritual, try to have one. Does anybody have a pre-meal ritual? Some people just kind of have a few toddies before they do their meals, and then they get down to eating. But the next thing is, it's mindful eating. So you have to tune into what you're doing. So like I said, you're cooking a meal, you're making it, but what you got to think about is taking a pause, and what is it that you're doing? Are you just throwing things together, throw it on the table, eat, and then go back to watching TV, which I tend to do sometimes? But or when we train ourselves on habits and behaviors, is drinking water before we eat. And that's the two bunnies, water first, veggies most, and stuff like that. Or is it something to really, are you thinking about, or what it is that, oh, okay, I got to count my containers, and the colors of the rainbow, and that's good too. But it's more consciousness, just that just becomes, I think what compound effect is kind of like sleepwalking. You're just kind of on an autopilot because that's what we're doing every day. And we have to do it every day. We need to do it for our body. But is it mindful eating, or is it mindless eating? And that's where you got to kind of think and tune in of what is it that I'm doing. And so this is where the exercise of taking a few deep breaths, just pause. And then when you're exhausted, you're in a hurry, and you sweat on your brow, just getting the meal thrown together and stuff. And then you got to sit there, and it's a chore to eat, just because you gotta. And then hopefully I got all my colors of the rainbow in and this and that. But just pause, take a few deep breaths, center yourselves. And it kind of sounds kind of funky about it. It's like, oh, I'm not going to meditate before I eat. But you know what? Some people may, but but it just, when you just take that pause in that moment and just take a deep breath and just go like, oh, and just kind of look at your plate. And what is it? Does it look pretty, or is it slopped together? Just taking that conscious moment. And I got this from Headspace. It's take a pause to help us on our own decision making and the cues. So the cues kind of reminded me of habit stacking. So you kind of have your pre-meal ritual. Maybe that is the prayer of moment of prayer, take a deep breath, and then proceed to eat. Or the sensories, are you smelling the food? And are you looking at it and looking at the colors? Just kind of soak it in a bit. Take a pause. And then most of all, are you even enjoying your meal? And this is where I've seen in before commercials that uh, people would throw all their phones into a basket when they walk into a home, so they deter any distractions while you eat. And I thought that was kind of silly at first, but it's true. You sit at a restaurant, people are just sitting there doing this, a whole family, and they're not even talking to each other. And it's just sad in a way. It's like, well, how was your day? Make a conversation, and or if you're by yourself, talk to yourself or talk to your pet. But it's a being present is just being the most mindful purpose of your food and eating. And sit at a table, don't stand at the sink. My brother was notorious of just standing at the sink and just eating, leaning over the sink. And I go, no, just sit at a table or a counter. And then a lot of things, it's like chew slowly, being conscious that you're chewing. Are you grinding? Are you, you know, things dripping out of your mouth? But enjoy the flavors. I made that pad thai a week ago, and we just couldn't get over all the different flavors in the food. So we were actually savoring that moment because, oh my gosh, you just tantalizing instead of just sitting there and just shoveling in your food and, oh, I gotta go and blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, take time and enjoy your food. And then think about their preparation. Sometimes it is labor intensive. And I remember I had a little meltdown at the very beginning of pad thai, but then I was like, okay, this is going to be a wonderful dish, hopefully, faithfully. I never done it before. But then it's like, oh my gosh, all the time we took to make this dish, it's just very grateful. Or if other people are cooking, like when I was visiting my brother, they would always pre-serve everything for everyone. And I was like, oh, because I'm conscious. But then it's like, it doesn't matter because they want to share their meal that they prepared and they want to share it for you. And so enjoy the moment. And it seems um, practical and easy, but if you really stop and pause and think about it, enjoy it. And that's the consciousness, trying to be present. Let's see. Now it's not moving. I'm gonna have to go this mode. Um, so that's when you go. I like this picture, just so cute. Um, eat with your from your heart. So that's where your emotion kicks in, and tap into your emotion, and that's where um, the experience is what matters. Is it the people, your environment around you? Is it the plate that you serve? Is it all chipped up and crappy? Well, go get a new set of plates, or don't, how would I say it? Don't think of it as just a waste of time or you're in a hurry. Look at my notes, but I was thinking more of what's in your heart when you're looking there and looking at the food. Is it harvested from your garden? Is it from somebody's garden? Um, then you kind of get the sensories in there of, are you mad when you're eating? Just sit there. Are you just mad just because you had to throw this together and it's just not what you wanted and disappointed and it was like, well, at that moment, think about what would I do differently in that recipe? It's got to be better. Or maybe you substituted too much on things and it didn't turn out nice. But just take a pause and think about it. And then a part of the emotion is when you take your first bite, sometimes like the little boy is, close your eyes a little bit and just kind of pause there and think, what is it that I just eaten bite? But it's just getting that moment, that first taste, because part of digestion is just getting that food in your mouth and your digestion process is starting. So you're just feeding, you're nourishing your body. So honor it. And that's the consciousness and being present. And then, again, think about the smell and wholeheartedly, you put this together for yourself, enjoy the moment with the meal and be present while you're eating. So this goes into eating at somebody else's house. This is where you got to be real kind, but most of all, kind to yourself. And this is where you have to be real mindful or conscious of how much you're eating, because I don't measure every container, but I have a good idea of the proportion. But when you're at somebody's house, you kind of have to look at your portions and look at your plate. And then when you're eating, kind of think, am I full? Or maybe I really didn't like that dish, but I'm being very kind and gracious about it. But also think about if they keep serving you, it's like, wait, you know, be gracious about it and say, hey, reassure them the food is good and stuff. And then switch, flip the script, is, hey, may I have that recipe, and just kind of change. Um, Rather than trying to get the food in your mouth and just keeping up with everybody eating, because some people are just eating, and you're just eating, and it's just kind of like, you're just doing it just because. No, stop and pause again and think, I'm really kind of full, and I just drink more water. It's just, it's like, okay, just sit there and enjoy the moment, be with the people, and don't have to clear the plate. I grew up clearing the plate, and that's not really necessary anymore. But just be kind, tune into your belly, see if you're full, and if people are insistent, I don't have dessert, it's like, well, no, but hey, maybe I want the recipe or something. Just ask for the recipe. Just kind of flip the script. So, are you a sneaky eater? You're eating before somebody sees you and you're just being secretive about it. Don't do that. It's food is food. just eat an open view and full view. If I want an ice cream cone and I'm, you know, dairy sensitive and stuff, I'm going to have it. It doesn't have to be a secret, you know? So when you consciously eat, you're just loving your body. It's not a secret. And, or closet eater or whatever you want to call it. That's not honoring your body very well. It's food that goes back to your relationship to food. And it's not your enemy, it's your friend. And the types of food is what we're choosing to eat wholesome foods. And when I was talking about how you eating and then everybody's eating and you're trying to keep up with them, that's where that pause again to take a 10, count to 10 and say, hey, am I full or not full? Well, you don't need to sneak eat, because if you're sneak eating, that's probably because your body is hungry or your body needs fuel. Just eat, you know, don't shame yourself in it. That's the whole point here. And then most of all is, you know, keep an open mind, enjoy it. And Alana Malstein, she's got a whole chapter or section on page 27 and You Can Drop It. We read this before. And she goes, the goal is to treat yourself, not cheat yourself. And so she talks about drop the fork. You know, if you just keep eating and it's like pause and then drop the fork. You know, you don't need to keep up or mindless eating. Just be conscious of what you're doing. And it takes practice. It's like meditating. It just takes practice to really think. And just ask yourself the question. And that's what the compound effect is if you're trying to keep to one, if you want to do one thing and it's control your eating or control your portions, ask yourself every time you're taking a bite. It may take that moment if every bite is like, am I full? Am I full? You know, or is this really good? Or, you know, it just takes practice. You don't have to be boisterous about it, or maybe you want to be, I don't know. But just be present, be in the moment, pause when you can. And that's consciousness eating, and honor your body. So that's the reset and refocus, just to simply pause. And I like this video. Like, yeah, we're talking about the beach, not really. But just honor your body, be conscious, and that's all it is.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I was listening to what's his name? Mark Huberman.
Mm.
He studies the brain and he's a neuroscience geek, and there's in our basal ganglia somewhere in the head, there's a go, no go response or hormonal interaction, or neuron interaction. And so we we make these these go and no go decisions all the time. And it's important um to what's the word? I'm tired. It's important um to consciously choose to no go.
Right.
And it can be where you're just, and so that's part of that pause, is just take a split second, like we want to dive into our meal, but just consciously make the decision to no go, to like just slow down for a second, you know, and or like his example was checking the phone. He admits he's admittedly addicted to his phone, and he was on a walk and he's like, he's got home and he wanted to check his phone, just to see, or he was actually on the walk, he wanted to see if he had internet connection. It's like, but he's trying not to be on his phone when he's walking. So he had to like intentionally make that choice of nope, I'm not going to check it. I'm not going to check
Yeah.
it. Yeah. So we have to exercise that um the ability to do that for ourselves. So taking that pause in the beginning for us might be where you are going to exercise your no-go ability.
Right.
I know for me, my pre-meal ritual is to take a picture of it. That's about it. But I like that, just pausing and reflecting and having gratitude and thanks for the food that you do have on your table and for how it's going to serve your body. Um, so I love it.
Yeah. I think mine is
And then
setting the table, just kind
mm,
of like, and then sometimes we watch TV, but we'll just turn the TV off and turn on music and just kind of, you
mhm,
know, intentional. But typically it's setting the table.
that's great. We got away from sitting at the table and eating as a family. My son doesn't like to eat with us, so. And then one other thing, and let's just try this together because I did this again, Mark Huberman, and he's got some really good. He talks in layman's terms about, and I really want to dive into some of the things that I heard about, our hormones of dopamine, epinephrine, serotonin, and oxytocin. I think that was
Mm,
it. um, and how they play a part in craving and response, fear
ooh,
and motivation, um, and how it can help us, kind of like get over. I feel like I'm a busy, lazy girl, so and just the whole thoughts around that. So again,
yeah.
like with this emotion or emotional eating is being conscious of the feeling that you're having.
Okay.
But it's breathing. So you can't, we do a lot of mind work, mindset work. And what he's saying is like, if you're trying to fix your mind with your mind, it's like trying, I don't know if he said it was either trying to grab for a frog or the fog. I couldn't figure it out, but they both kind of apply, right? It's like trying to grab for the fog. I mean, you're just going to, so he says you, in that, sometimes, a lot of time in the moment when you're like, frustrated or you're fearful or
Mhm.
indecisive, is he says involve the body, like get the body moving, and then that's where all the dopamine and the epinephrine come into play, the adrenaline, that'll help you change some of the thoughts you're having or change how you're feeling about your thoughts or the perception you're having. So one of them is breathing. So if you're stressed
Mm,
out, if you can't
mhm.
sleep, um, you're fearful. It's this quick thing that you can do, and I tried it, and I thought I can't do this too much on the way down because it's supposed to calm you, right? I'm like driving,
Mm.
I'm like, but it's to take a long inhale and then another inhale, even if it's only a little sip of air, and then it's called a physiological sigh, and then
Ah,
so let's do two of those. So you're gonna inhale deep and then inhale a little bit more and then sigh. So I'll do one. So let's do it together. One more. And it
mm.
it actually, you'll feel it in your body like, oh wow. I mean, you don't want to do too many of them.
Yeah. Lightheaded.
Yeah, right. And but it really is. It's a physiological change is happening,
Yeah.
and so breath work is really powerful. It can
Mhm,
be really powerful to help change your state of mind, your state of thinking, your state of feeling.
mhm.
Um, so I'm going to re-listen to that on my way home, and I
Yeah.
definitely want to dive into hormones a little bit more and how they affect
Mhm.
us. So I might just pick a group of hormones and kind of dive a little deeper into those and how they play a part in our overall health. Oh, and that,
Sean, yeah. I was preparing for the presentation. I didn't want to prolong it, but he had a good part here called the Hunger Games, but it talks about the love languages of food. And
Mm.
his was the amygdala when you're talking about the brain. And the amygdala part of the brain, the reactions to events for survival. And so it's that fight or
Mm.
flight. And so he dives into that, and then some more on the blood sugar and stuff, but it got down to the hangry, and I was going to go on this whole thing about, are you hungry? But no, I'm just going to look at the moment that you're
Yeah.
eating. But he had a good one about the amygdala in your brain and how you tune into your physiological
Mm-hmm.
part of your body and your brain. And he had the different types of hangry moments. But when you were talking about the brain and the transmitters and stuff, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
wow. And it's gut and brain still. It's still connected.
Right, because a lot of
And
hormones are generated in the gut.
yeah, so
Yeah.
it's just a matter of tuning into it, and that's where that consciousness is.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, it just, don't think about it until you start reading into it, going, oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah, makes sense. But
I
breathing
really
is
like,
just essential.
sorry, I
Go
really
ahead.
like how you flip this around, Deb, instead of looking into all of the whys and habits and triggers and all of those things that we could be doing to like sabotage our eating and all of that, and
Mhm.
just like flipping it and just looking at how can we focus on making eating good and beneficial, like how is it benefiting us, and like
Yeah.
being mindful about what we're putting in, instead of like looking at like all of the stuff we're doing that sabotage our eating
Mhm.
stuff, which can really pile up. It's a long
It,
list.
Mm-hmm.
So this really kind of simplifies it down into a nutshell.
the one
So
term I forgot to throw out there was a chore.
Mm.
And that term chore is the chore of cooking, the chore of eating, the chore of cleaning. It seems like it became a chore. And then it's like, no, it shouldn't be a chore. It should be a wonderful experience. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that really does come down to just your perspective on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, your attitude,
Mm-hmm.
and we all are
Yeah.
capable of like Sheila said, flipping that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anybody else have any input or questions? Thank you so much, Deb, for diving into that and bringing that to us. I appreciate it. Appreciate you.
Yeah, you too. I
So
didn't know. Did I miss anything on our Coach Summit stuff? I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think you got the good highlights there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm really happy about the sustainability piece because our world needs us to, our Earth needs us to take better care of it.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like the body for our human race. It's like if we don't take care of it, it's going to be gone, or it's going to be like this old decrepit lady. By the time our kids, grandkids get to inherit the earth, we're going to leave it in some nasty shape. It's like we need to think about that. So, yeah. All right, everyone. Appreciate y'all getting on the call. Enjoy your weekend. I hope you're having some beautiful weather like we are. Get out and enjoy it, and practice your breathing, practice your mindfulness, just in everything that you're doing. And we'll see you in the group. Bye. Oh, wait, before you go, let me take a picture. Let me take a boomerang. I might have to, oh wait, yeah. Is Bernadette getting in there? I was gonna say I might have to Photoshop her in. Oh, okay. All right. Hang on. There we go. Uh, okay. Wait, one more. I kind of cut out. Okay, thank you for working with me here. All right, yay! Okay, ladies, have a great day. Bye.